Hey, Shalom, Shalom, it's Brother Kadash. I want to start out by giving our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak, Kodash. This is Mexican Cartel, targets at airport. If you've been, keeping up with the story, it's like, we just hit their so-called New Year, not the actual New Year, which comes like around springtime, Passover time. But, Esau says this is his New Year. And soon as we hit it, this just happened like a couple days ago, and it's complete chaos in this border city on the other side of El Paso, Texas. There's this city called Juarez, right? So this city used to be like a casino city, pretty much, kind of like damn near like a Vegas type thing. But over the years it got ran down, but it's still like a lot of people there and a big population there. And they listen to like a mixture of like Mexican music, but also American music. When you go through this city, you will see cars with license plates on it from Texas, right? Because it's a border city, right? So that's very important. And this city is well known for like, don't ask me how I know, but I know. If you know, right? I'm telling you facts, stuff I know for a fact, right? Personally, So the city is well known for the cartel, right? And especially the one that El Chapo was a part of, that's like they little territory and stuff like that. When you get down there, it'd be weird. It's like for some reasons you would see like a lot of posters of like Ashanti the singer up. They got the strip clubs. They strip clubs a little bit different, and then the States, you don't really throw money, stuff like that. They have that stuff going on, and one of the things about it is the vibe there, right? It's like, matter of fact, this airport, I've been to this airport personally. That's crazy, multiple times. At this same airport, they got, of course, they got the rental cars and stuff like that. They're outside, and it's a building you go to and rent a car and stuff like that. Yep. So, they don't let the cabs, they don't let the Ubers come up towards, close towards the door. You got to be picked up at a certain point, stuff like that. So, so they kind of have this thing, like when you get here and you leave the States, it's almost like you feel like you're free. It's like a feeling, like a spirit. You feel so much lifted off your shoulder. Everything's cheaper, and everything's just easier and cheaper, and you don't feel like you're going to be in any type of trouble. It really feels like it's lawlessness, right? All the houses are like Mexico houses aren't like the houses in states where you got like a suburb, you got a house, you got a nice lawn going leading up to the house. No, all the houses have like what you would call like would be fenced in or gated in. Each house has its own personal gate. So most of the time you can't even see the front of the house. You just see the gate that's coming up, that's covering the house, right? And that's pretty much how they do it for these reasons, right? Because it is lawlessness, right? So when you go out and you step out, what you so because they don't want stuff like this to happen. So every now and then you get officers, right, that don't know their place. They step out of line and they'll do something, and then it will cause all of this to happen. So I think the story is El Chapo's son. I guess they arrested him, and because they arrested him, this happened, right? Now, they so strong and powerful when it comes to this, right, that they took down a prison and like set like 25 prisoners or something, 22, somewhere around that number, free. And you heard the stories. When El Chapo was going to jail, they'd come and break him out. Like, that stuff would never happen here in the States. But when you think about it, like the other tribes, Judah here in the States, man, Judah, we had it the worst, right? So we got it the worst out of all the tribes because we was the head tribe. So we got it the worst. So we are completely broken down, weak. But these other tribes, as far as like Issachar, they still got strength, man. When you hear about Haiti and what happened when on the Haitian revolt, they had strength. When you look at what Issachar is doing in Mexico, what they always been doing in Mexico, you can see they got strength, and then you look at Judah and you can see like all the strength is gone, but that's that's the way that prophecy worked, because Judah is the one that's going to wake up the people, and Judah's going to get that strength too, and Judah is going to become the head. And it talks about that Ephraim should not envy Judah. You know, the other tribes should not envy Judah when Judah gets put back together on its position. You know, so a lot of people come up against us and say all we see is Judah. We see the so-called blacks. We see y'all out there on the highways and byways. Where the rest of the tribes at? Look, it's a certain thing that has to happen a certain way. And that's what you see playing out. Everything that's happening is the way that the Lord wants it to happen, you know. So this year already started with a bang. So let's let this video play. We know Judah don't get down like this. Judah ain't tearing up planes, prisons, and going bonkers. They not doing this, you know what I mean? But, you know, Issachar and them, they still get down like this, man. You know, but Judah, you know, what Judah do is, the so-called black man, what Judah do is, you know, he'll go through the hood and he'll shoot up the whole hood, and then he'll spin the block and he'll shoot it up again. He'll kill all the rest of the other niggas, all the rest of the other black man. Judah, that's how Judah do. You know what I mean? They ain't doing this. They ain't going against, like, the government, the power, the police and stuff like that. They yield at the police, you know what I mean? But they the toughest dude when it comes to the street stuff. But, you know, Judah be wanted, and, you know, like, just like when you look at these rappers, they be wanted and they'd turn themselves in. You see what I'm saying? They'd go turn themselves in and stuff like that, you know? So it's just a whole different spirit that's going on. But like we said, everything happens for a reason, and it's happened a certain way that the Lord has it set up. You see what I'm saying? So when you watch that movie Black Panther, you know, because I seen brothers do reviews on it, you know, what you're seeing in that movie with the water tribes, you're seeing Issachar, right? The Mexicans, the Aztecs, same thing, right? They were Aztecs first before they Mexicans, right? And then they, you know, they were conquered by the Spaniards. They speak Spanish today and all that stuff, right? So what you will see is, in that movie, is Issachar attempting to join forces with Judah, where really it's a symbolization of the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom that's supposed to join forces. But the southern kingdom, which is the so-called blacks, you know, Haitians, Levites, right, and Benjamin, right, they stuck on being with the government, being with who? Esau, the other nations, rather than returning back to their brothers, the other tribes, and joining forces with them. So they're still stuck on that. That's kind of what you see in that movie, right? Let's let a little bit more play. So this could be a bigger setup, you know, like this is what's happening close to a border city, right? And it's happening not just that city, it's happening kind of all over, right? It's some other cities too, but I know it was happening in the border city of Juarez too, you know, so this might be a different Sinola, right? But at the same time, we got to keep an eye on this. We have to be a watchman, because this could spill over into the States, or the U.S. could get involved with it. And then once that happens, you know, especially with, they say, the crisis that's happening at the border, we have to see, you know, kind of how that's going to play out, because the Lord can play it out just like the movie Wakanda Forever. He could make it play out that way. You know, Southern Kingdom, Northern Kingdom come together and raise hell. And there's precepts and prophecy, just like in Obadiah chapter 1, verse 18, that's actually going to happen, right? But this is one that I want to get. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 14. It says, "Woe to the world that and them that dwell therein. So what I'm about to read is what you're seeing on your screen. This is what's happening in real life right now. But it's going to spill over into Mystery Babylon too. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, right, and evading one another. And they should not regard their kings nor their princes. So when you go to Mexico, some cities in Mexico, what you see is they don't regard their kings or their princes. They don't regard the president. They don't care about what the president say, the government say, the police say. They don't care about that. So like in Mexico, you would see the police, they would drive with their lights on all day. They don't turn them on. They have their lights on. But they're in like big trucks, and they don't carry like little small handguns on them. They carry big rifles because at any moment what you're seeing on your screen could happen. So they're carrying the big rifles, right? And you will see other trucks that are not police trucks with men carrying rifles. They have no regard for their kings or their princes. It says in the course of their actions to stand in their power. And what are they doing? They standing in their power, man. And then what they have to do is they have to shut down these cities. Because the way that it is, like, they have a force there, and they call for backup just like the police do. The only advantage that the police there have over the members of the cartel is when they bring out the helicopter. They got a helicopter with a minigun. They can shoot from the minigun. But even if you do that, right, that's like one of the actual war advantages that they have over the cartel. Everything else is pretty much equal. They got weapons. They got men. They got order. You know, so it's just when they bring out the heavy guns with stuff like that. But see, the problem is, it's like if a guy is on that helicopter, he's shooting that minigun down and killing members. They find out who that guy is, and they go after your family. You see what I'm saying? So for one side, if you're a policeman, this is like a job for you. You see what I'm saying? But for them, it's life. So this is a job for you. How many people really want to sign up for this job, right? If you may be fighting in this job and may have an advantage, but then they go get your family. You see what I'm saying? Do you want to jeopardize everybody in your family? So that's how they get down. And what men don't understand, that's war. That's the truth behind war. Look at what's going on in Ukraine right now. You know, those men are way tougher than the men in Mystery Babylon in America, right? Because they understand war, what it really takes and what war really means, and that everybody not going to make it. Majority people not going to make it when it's a real war. And that's what you're about to see. And we're praying, we're hasting the day, and we're hasting that it be this year where all hell finally breaks loose, where they say shit hits the fan. When shit hits the fan and it's all hell, and what I'm reading to you, when this happens this year. Verse 17 says, for a man should desire to go in the city and should not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall stand and shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So I got a buddy down there. I messaged him. I asked him. I said, you okay? I'm just calling, checking on you out here. Y'all all over the news right now in the States, right? And I could tell he was scared, you know what I mean? And I'm like, hey, man, you know, your brother's down there. You know, they standing up for what they believe in. I'm like, what you doing, you know? But he was kind of like I got a feeling like he tried to stay out of it. He afraid. But this is the point. What it said, look, the houses should be destroyed. Man shall be afraid. You know what I mean? It says a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but should destroy their house with the sword, spoil their goods because of lack of bread, great tribulation. So if this has already happened like this, imagine when there's more of famines and shortages of things and more tribulation, which they're saying is absolutely about to happen this year. They're saying that closer to the end of this year, you know, they're saying that the market's going to crash. And you know, when the economy crash, it's complete over with. You know what I mean? So you're seeing these things happen. It's prophecy that these things are going to happen. This could spill over to Mystery Babylon. So we just got to keep our eyes on this. With that, I'm going to say salvation to the U.S. Shalom.